Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Um, Today I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit about my past and my story. I already shot this video, but I didn't like how it came out the first time. So it is 1:20 in the morning. I have no makeup on, and I'm just going to talk to you guys. A lot of you who know me know that I struggle from depression and anxiety, and I have panic attacks a lot, and it's hard, but it's kind of something you learn to live with. The reason my depression and anxiety got so bad is because when I was younger, I became the victim of bullying. At a dance studio. I had started at this studio in a really dark time in my life. I had lost both my grandparents. My sister was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic melanoma and was given 4 months to live. And I was going through a tremendous amount of loss, and it was hard. I had lost my faith for a while. I stopped going to church and Sunday school. I didn't really know what I was thinking, but it was hard being the girl that everyone was always talking to. I don't know. After everything started happening so chaotically, I joined this new dance studio, and they brought me in with this idea of a family. And at the time, with everything going on with my family, I really needed a family. Well, that family turned pretty bad fast. The girls hated me. They were terrible to me for a while. And no matter how they treated me, I was always nice to them. I always genuinely wanted to be their friend. I wanted to be everyone's friend. That was just how I was, and it's how I still am. My teacher at the time, I looked up to him like a dad figure, but he never really knew it. He used to call me his little ray of sunshine, because no matter what, I was always true to myself, and I was always nice to them. And yeah, after he started calling me his sunshine, everyone started calling me Sunshine, and that's how I got the nickname. After that, I had ended up moving up to a higher group in the company, and it was okay at first, and then those kids started hating me, and then my teacher's girlfriend hated me, which resulted in him hating me. And out of how badly everyone treated me, my teacher was the worst one, and he was the one I was supposed to look to for guidance and help, and I didn't have it. And I didn't tell my parents anything. I didn't tell them I was being bullied. I didn't tell them I was being treated badly. I didn't tell them how I was feeling, which resulted in me building up a lot inside and bottling it, which I regret, but we all learn. When I was 14, I had a traumatic brain injury resulting in an event at this dance studio. The studio isn't a proper studio. It's an old warehouse with bubbled up vinyl. There's no AC, no heat, no airflow. It's not a proper dance studio. It was during a heat wave in summer 2015, and it was a practice the week before nationals, but it was one of the groups inside of my studio. So it was run by a different teacher, but this teacher just so happened to hate me too. I was the center of the dance, and she kept making me do it over and over again, and I kept telling her I was tired, and It was hot. I was overheated. We weren't allowed to take any breaks. I was dehydrated. She kept making me do it, and I got to the point where I was like, can we please just move on? And she said, no, do it one more time. And I'm not disrespectful. I do what I'm told. And I did it one more time. But I was doing a triple pirouette into a straddle. And instead of going into the straddle, I slipped on sweat. And I ended up falling on my head unconscious. I blacked out. I wasn't aware of anything that was going on for like about 10 minutes. I remember them calling my name, and they asked me if I was okay, but they didn't call my mother. They didn't call an ambulance. They didn't render aid. They didn't do anything. I basically had half of a water bottle that was in my backpack in the hallway. This happened an hour before practice was over. At the end of practice, my friend practically carried me to the car and told my mom to take me to the hospital, that I had hit my head pretty badly and I needed help. And I was really sick. I was vomiting. I was having trouble seeing. So they took me to the ER. I had a bunch of testing, CAT scans, MRI, And they came back in with my results. But when they came in with my results, I wasn't sleeping, but they thought I was sleeping. And she starts talking to my mom, and she tells her that she's lucky that I'm alive. And my mom's like, what are you talking about? And she said that the force of how hard I hit my head, and because I was so dehydrated, I had no cushioning on my brain. So I smashed the front of my skull, the back of my skull, and then the front of my skull again. So as she's talking to my mom, she starts talking about a treatment plan and everything that's about to happen. She tells me I'm not allowed to dance, obviously. She starts me in therapy right away. I'm not allowed to be on my phone. I'm not allowed to watch TV. I'm not allowed to go to the movies. I pretty much can't do anything. I'm pretty much sleeping 19 hours a day. The next week was nationals. My siblings were competing. I decided that I wanted to go and support my team. I know that sounds crazy because of how everyone treated me, but no matter how they treated me, I still felt like that was my team and it was my obligation. So we ended up having to go to 2 days. We drove down one night, stayed overnight, and then we drove the rest of the way in the morning. It was only a 2-hour trip, but I wasn't allowed to be in the car for more than an hour. So my teacher had told my whole team that I was faking it and I was doing it to sabotage them at nationals. And so no one would talk to me. They were giving me dirty looks. They were all talking about me. They were all making comments. But it was okay. I was fine. The last day of nationals, my teacher had incited them to attack me. And they all came at me and surrounded me. And my only saving grace was my friend had defended me and gotten in the way, and they ended up practically choking him unconscious. So, after that whole chaotic day, is when I started the long road to recovery. At the time, it was an unbearable amount of loss, because no matter how I was treated, I felt like I just lost everybody that I knew as family. And I found out that the family that I had wasn't who I thought they were. Because no matter how they treated me, I always tried to see the good in people. And I always believed that deep down, like, they were better than they were. So that hurt a lot, finding the truth. That September, I had gotten discharged from my therapies because they said I wasn't making progress and I was wasting my time. My neurologist talks about sending me back to other therapists, but she says I'm not allowed to dance. I'm pretty much not allowed to do anything. At beginning, they were worried about my eyesight because of how bad it was, but I came through. After going through multiple rounds of therapy, my mom decided that dance was what was going to fix me. My local studio, I started with one of the most amazing people you'll ever meet, and she was really my saving grace. Even though I wasn't able to dance for a while after I joined her studio, she sat with me during every practice while I watched, and she was always checking on me. And once I was able to dance, she brought in any choreographer that I wanted to dance with, and she did anything for me. And she stayed with me late at the studio, and she would just talk to me, and she would help me get through the things that was going on in my life. And actually had another teacher who was at that studio that went through similar things to me, and he was also one of the best things that could have happened. After I started dancing again, I started dancing in Philly, and at the time none of them really knew anything about me, and some of them still don't know my whole past, but that's okay. I had fought with my mom before and after every practice because dancing physically made me sick and I was miserable. But no matter how much I fought with her, I couldn't be more grateful that she made me start dancing again, because dance is what saved me. And without dance, I can't honestly say if I would still be here. It's been hard coming back from this, and I still deal with the effects of it today. I have a migraine every day of my life. I still have vertigo. I still go through therapy. The depression is bad, and my anxiety. But you learn to live with it. You get over it, I guess. It just becomes a part of you. You get used to it. After I started my road to recovery is when I started finding my faith again. And my freshman year of high school, I decided I was getting confirmed. And my mom was working a lot, but I made sure I had a ride to church, to my local dance studio, from my local dance studio to Philly, and from Philly to home, every Sunday for a year, until I got confirmed. And out of everything I've accomplished with my dancing, my confirmation is one of the things I'm most proud of. And even though I still experience bullying to some extent today, I'm really proud of how far I've come and the things I've overcome. And now I'm working with this amazing anti-bullying clothing brand, and it's getting more into stuff like this, like talking to kids and telling them like about my story, like our stories that we have, and helping them. And I guess it's just really the fact that life gets better. Obviously, I kept a lot of stuff out of the video because some things are personal and private. But I didn't like how my first video turned out. I felt like this would be a little more real, more personal. I'm not doing this for likes or comments or subscribers, and I don't really know if I'm getting across what I wanted to say. But I know YouTube isn't meant to give your whole life story, but maybe just telling you guys a little bit is good too. My main reason for making this video is because I just wanted to tell you guys that it does get better and you do overcome it, and there's a reason we go through the things we go through, and it shows us how strong we really are, and it shows us that we can overcome anything that life throws at us. And I'll tell you from personal experience, to stand in front of the people who broke you down and made you feel like you were nothing, and look them in the eye and say, you can't hurt me anymore, there's no better feeling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So yeah, bye.